What is going on, my YouTube family, man? I hope you guys are having another good day. I hope you guys are having another good day, man. It's so good to see y'all and hear from, or not see, but to hear from y'all. We got a live stream going on tonight, Saturday. Yeah, I guess we'll classify this as Saturday night or Sunday night, 7:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So we just going live stream. This is a Q&A session. Y'all can ask as many questions, whatever questions you want to ask. By all means, drop them in the comments. I'm ready to hear them. By all means, let's get this going. All right. We got ooh, we got seven live stream. What's up, bro? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Y'all know I greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Make sure this is get that right. Okay, there we go. That looks better now. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for joining the channel, man. I'm excited. I hope we have a good live stream. We can turn up. My man Monster Round. Mike, it's good to see you, brother. Tall Geese 67. I appreciate the follow on my second Instagram page. Thank you so much, man. Got that rich homie going on up there. Yeah, man. I let it grow out a little bit. But yeah, it's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be like this for long. Just because I'm putting the wave cap on that silk rag on. Man, I just tuned in, but I have to run out and get a battery for my daughter-in-law. No worries, man. Mike, man, do your thing, man. You can handle your business, man. You know this video will be up on the channel later, so you can watch it. If you want to drop any comment right now, and then I'll answer it, and then whenever you watch it later, you can hear what I gotta say, man. So do your thing, man. Do your thing. Spencer, man, what's going on? Hey, for towing, stock 5.9 or 6.7 mega. Spencer, for towing 6.7 all day, man. There ain't no debate. Get you a 6.7 Cummins. The stock 6.7 Cummins is like a toe queen. It really is, man. The torque, it's torque. A lot of people try to compare a Cummins inline six to a Duramax or a Power Stroke. What people don't understand is that these engines are torque monsters. They make torque. Torque is what moves you. Okay, horsepower. You can have a 400 horsepower diesel truck, but if you got a diesel truck with over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, that's what's going to get you going and rolling and pulling when you got weight on the back of the truck. So I would say 6.7 all day. Some people get worried about that because of the 68 RFE, which, I mean, in my opinion, I'm a big fan of the 68 RFE. I think it's a good transmission. I just think it's misunderstood, and people don't understand how the transmission works. They expect it to be like a 4L60E or a TH350 or a turbo 400 trans, where it's like you can just floor it and drive and that's it. It's not like that. But yeah, man, hell yeah, we got 12 folks in the live stream, man. Hey, everybody who joined the live stream, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm excited. I hope you guys stick around. Any questions you got, drop them down below. I want to hear what you guys got to say. It could be about truck, it could be about the Impala, future things coming up. Whatever you want to ask, drop down. I will look at it, read it, answer it for y'all. Okay. But Spencer, I hope I answered your question. If I did not, comment and I will definitely answer whatever you want to find out specifically. So next question we got is from Jason. Would you ever install a meth injection to see if you would get better fuel economy? Jason, I've actually considered that, to be honest with you, man. I have considered installing meth injection, and I still would like to one day. In the near future, probably not, but down the road, eventually, at some point, I would like to install it so I can see what it's about. Apparently, the pros outweigh the cons. And to be honest, I haven't heard any cons of running meth injection. Only pros. You know what I'm saying? I definitely heard about. So basically, you have the meth injection spraying where the intake manifold is right before it goes into the engine by the intake. I can't think of the second word, but whatever. Anyways, so apparently it cools down the air so much to where the air combusts so much better. It gives you better performance. So I would definitely be interested in a meth injection system or setup. Who knows? Maybe down the road I'll look into that, which I probably will though, because I'm curious about that. Freddie K, when are you going to upgrade? Sorry, y'all. My phone's going off. Let me see. Oh, it's my boy Pat. Hell yeah. When are you going to upgrade your alternator and the Big Four? So I was looking at a company called JS Alternators. I definitely want a JS alternator in my Cummins 6.7, and I want one in my Impala 5.7 LT1. I have had no reason to upgrade the alternator right now just because it's working fine. There's no issues. But when it goes out, potentially I would look into getting an upgraded alternator. Definitely, I think a 300 amp. Yeah, because the stock ones are like 180, something like that. But yeah, I definitely plan on doing that. And then for the big four upgrades, I'm assuming you're talking about the negative, the positive, the alternator charging cable, and then the ground from the engine block. I believe those are the big four, if I'm correct. I definitely would like to do those as well. I'm actually looking and planning on doing that on my Impala because I want to run a sound system, and my truck can handle the sound system I have right now with the stock wires. But the car, 1995 is older. I would like to upgrade those wires to a bigger gauge. You know what I'm saying? But hell yeah. Hollow from the 509 in Washington State. What's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for joining the live stream, man. Spencer, what mods for towing? So Spencer, really, in all honesty, and when you say what mods for towing, there's not really a mod for towing that is not a mod for just a normal diesel truck, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing separate from that. So what I would tell you is for towing, is what you're asking me. Obviously, deep dish transpan. If you have the potentials or if you have the resources, obviously, trans tuning is going to be a big one. Get trans tuning. And if you can fork out a little bit more money, valve body upgrade. I highly recommend valve body upgrade. Even if you can't upgrade the entire valve body with, let's say, like a ATS valve body, a BD valve body, D&J, RevMax, even if you upgrade just the channel plate alone to allow you to run a higher line pressure. That's the key. The key when it comes to it is you want to run a higher line pressure than stock. Right now, if you got a stock trans with stock trans tune, you're probably running anywhere from 160 to 170 PSI. You want to be in that 200, 210, maybe even 220 PSI line pressure group. Anything that can allow you to run a higher line pressure is going to be good for when it comes to towing. Now, and also on top of that, with towing, if you have let's say a 2500 single wheel drive Fortune, you probably have 342 gears in there, which is not, those are not towing gears. 342, 341, something like that. Those are not towing gears. You want you some 410s all day. If you got stock tires, 410s. If you got 35s and up, or not up, if you got 35s, 37s, 430s, if you got 40s and bigger, 456s. Easy as that. Those are going to be some excellent mods you can do. Don't let somebody fool you and say, "Oh, just get this tune file and you can tow all you want." No, no, no. When it comes to the ultimate tow machine, hard parts is where you're going to make your bank at. You know what I'm saying? So gearing, trans tuning, and then obviously anything to support the trans. So when it comes to towing, you're not going to have to worry about your engine as much in terms of reliability. Obviously, if you're towing a heavy load and you need more air, so turbo, obviously that's when you would start looking into like compound setups. The pusher, add a turbo, so you can do stock turbo with a 475 on top. Excellent towing. The stock turbo with a 475 on top as a compound setup is the excellent 700 horsepower tow turbo setup. It can support up to 750 horsepower with custom tuning and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, man. Eric, bro, it's good to see you, man. What's good with it, man? How you been? I texted you earlier today. The 68 is a beefed up 545 Chrysler. I'm trying to decide between ATS built stage 1 or 2 68 RFE. All right, Tall Geese, check it out. You aren't lying and you're not wrong when you say the 68 is a built up 545 Chrysler. It is. It's mocked off a 545 Chrysler minivan transmission, which I don't know what Dodge Chrysler was thinking. It is, but if you're trying to get it built, I'm gonna tell you right now with ATS, I've heard very, very mixed reviews with ATS in terms of 68 RPs. They can claim in their videos that they build them good, but in terms of practicality and real life driving, I've heard mixed reviews about them. What I would recommend to you, 3 companies, okay? RevMax, Red Horse Motorsports, Randy's Transmissions. Those are the three I would tell you to go look at in terms of getting your trans built. And if you want to throw a fourth one in there, you can throw Suncoast, but Suncoast is last in my opinion. When it comes to the 68, Suncoast can build the shit out of a Allison 1000, 2000 transmission, but 68 RFEs, you want someone that like specializes in that trade. So if you go with Rev Max, number one, Red Horse Motorsports, number two, and then Randy's Transmissions, number three. They can build you some of the most solid 68 RP trans out there. You know what I'm saying? Commonwealth Cody, what's next for the SS? Thank you for asking an SS question, man. A super sport question, or super slow, some people call it. I'm just kidding. So right now, currently, the SS is sitting in the driveway. It's on jack stands right now because I'm halfway through swapping the suspension out, or the steering out. So I did new steering, and I just put a video up today on YouTube for the interior speakers I did a couple days ago. But right now I'm swapping out all the steering, ball joints, upper control arms, sway bar bushings, sway bar links. Well, actually, I'm gonna leave the sway bar links. After I finish that, what's gonna be next? Really, you guys are in the live stream. We're at 20 people right now. Thank you all for joining. We're in the live stream. So what's next is going to be the wheels. That's what's going to be next. I got some 24-inch wheels coming in for the car. You guys join the live stream. You didn't have to join it. I'm telling y'all right now, this is the first time I'm letting everybody know. Eric already knew about this, though. But for all the rest of y'all, we got 22-inch or 24-inch wheels coming in for the Impala. That'll be here sometime this week. I got to call the shipping company tomorrow to set up an appointment for them to deliver them. But, yeah, that's what's next. Wheels. I'm taking to get alignment, and then from there I'm exhaust or sound system. So I already did the door speakers and the interior speakers. I need bass now, because what happens is when I'm playing the music is loud, it's crisp, it sounds so good, but there's no bass, there's no beat. And I listen to a lot of music with amp in there to get it sounding right. And then from there, I'm going to be doing paint correction, graphene ceramic coating. I got the Adams Polishes graphene coating kit. I still haven't installed yet. I wish I would have installed the graphene coating kit a couple weeks ago, because right now here, if you're from North Carolina or anywhere in the Southeast, you know about pollen season. April is like prime time pollen. For like a month straight, you will have a layer of yellow dust on your vehicle because of the pollen, because the pollen's blooming and it's, the wind is going out. So right now we're dealing with a ton of pollen. So like this isn't ideal condition to ceramic coat your vehicle in, but eventually as soon as the pollen dies down, I'm going to put the graphene ceramic coating kit on my car. We got that. We got some interior stuff. I'm going to be doing some interior work for the engine. No performance mods right now, but I am looking into tuning for my Impala for the SS. I found a company that can tune the engine for me. All I gotta do is take off the PCM, mail it to them, they'll tune it, mail it back to me. And I'm waiting until the wheels come in, because when I send off the PCM to get tuned, or the ECM, when I send the ECM off to get tuned, I'm gonna tell them to adjust the tire size to 24 inches, because I got 20. I'm gonna be putting 24s on there. That way the speedometer reads correctly. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I know a lot of y'all come here for diesel content, but real quick, for the SS and content, I got a lot of content coming out for that car within the near future. So anyways, for it being a 1995 car, there's a lot of stuff on there that's pretty technical. I'm gonna try to say it. There's a lot of advanced stuff that I wasn't aware that they were doing back then in the 90s that they're still doing today. For instance, the engine control, the transmission is purely electronic back in 95. It's purely electronic. It has a 4L60E. The E is electronic. The engine, the computer controls the transmission, which is just like my truck, just like the 68 RV, you know what I'm saying? Or the, if you got a Ford, the 5 or 6 LR40, or you got Duramax, the Allison 1000, 2000, the computer controls the transmission. So if you want to change your shift points, you can do trans tuning. If you put a Transgo shift kit on transmission, you can get that stuff customized to your specific build, which I thought was pretty sick. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. Also, what about here we go. Spencer said, also, what about a custom mega cab short bed? What do you mean? I'm not 100% tracking when you say custom mega cab short bed. Tell me what you mean by that, man. When are you planning putting the built trans in the truck? Sean, to answer that question, when the trans takes a dump. So whenever the trans takes a shit, and on top of that, when I get the money, the built trans I want is going to cost me roughly between $5,000 to $7,000. And that's a good built trans by my homeboy Dallas. At this time, my trans is working. The truck drives fine. It pulls fine. All that stuff is good. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Especially when you're talking fixing is a $7,000 bill. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the military. I'm not rich. I don't make a whole lot of money, so I like to enjoy my stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it will get built eventually. When, I can't tell you, man. To be honest. Tall Geese 6'7". You still have them wheels? Yeah, bro. I still have them. The Fuel Forge. I'm assuming you're talking about. I still got the Fuel Forge, 24x14. I'm holding on to them right now, just because I got stuff going on where I'm gonna need my truck here within the next couple of months. So I don't want to be without wheels, waiting for wheels to get made for me. So I'm gonna be holding on to them right now. But yes, I still have them. Spencer OMG is a 06 Mega 59. It's a 06 Mega 59 stock. Yeah, I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that. So you're basically asking me about customizing a mega cab, a 06 mega cab. You know what I'm saying? Because with the mega cabs, there wasn't a short or long bed. It was just a mega cab. The bed that comes in a mega cab is pretty much a short bed, regular truck, except the extended cab. Now people do long bed conversions, but that's off the track, off the grid, separate. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. That's good, man. More power, more power. Hell yeah. I lost my comments. Where we at? Oh, yeah, he's talking to him. Austin, bro, can I drink a beer with you? Love your channel. From you can drink. I don't have any beer, Austin, but I got some lick in the cup. You have some with you right now. If you got some in your hand, man. Oh, I saw your second comment from the beginning. Hey, Austin, I appreciate it, man. OG fans, man. Hey, real quick right now, if you're an OG subscriber right now, get in the comments. I want you to comment the first set of aftermarket wheels that I put on my truck. If you can comment the brand, the size, I'm going to shout you out live stream. Okay. Comment the first set of aftermarket wheels I put on my truck, whether it's the brand or the size. I'll shout you out. I appreciate that, Austin, though. Thank you, man. Dakota, what did you do with the vent lines off the driver's side of the 6.7 when you did the beans? So Dakota, what I did with those is basically they're just there. They're just sitting there. I know exactly what you're talking about too. Those two vent lines that are on the side. Yeah. When I put the aftermarket beans cover on, I unplug them. And they're just sitting there. They're vent lines, essentially. They're reroute / vent lines. They don't do nothing. It doesn't affect the truck whatsoever. It doesn't leak oil, doesn't puke oil, none of that. It just sits there. I legitimately unplugged them. I kind of pushed them down, tucked them out the way, make sure they were secure. And they just sit there and chill, to be honest with you. Works for me. Check out MechMan alternator if you need to replace one in the truck. I got one for mine, but working on cable upgrade before installing. Okay, then. MechMan alternator. All right. That's good to know, man. Matt, what's up, brother? It's good to see you in the live stream, man. Thanks. Lift kit off next year to go. What the heck? If I rip my lift kit off next year to go bigger, I'll probably get a regear done. I'll have to pick your brain on some other mods. Yeah, man, for sure, bro. Just shoot me a message, man. I got you. Although if you do regear your truck, all right, you're gonna love it. First things first, and then two, I got you, bro. I got you. What's up, big guy? Just want to let you know, recently got an 04 Cummins 5.9. Had issues that you've helped me figure out. It's hard to find information on this truck. Hey, Dakota, man, glad to help you, man. I get a lot of messages on Instagram for Cummins related questions and comments and content, all that stuff. People message me all the time, asking me questions about issues they're having. I try to help out as best as I can. And if I helped you out, man, I'm glad. I'm happy it worked out for you. Um, the best thing I tell people when it comes to trying to troubleshoot their truck is to get on the forums. Get on the Cummins forum. I got a Cummins forum. There's a lot of good content on there. There is a lot of fluff and a lot of just random shit, but it's good stuff. I'm looking at the MechMan 370 amp, as well as upgrading cables, as well. First to the 2.3 to the starter. Hell yeah. Yeah, man, apparently them things upgrade real good. It's a good upgrade for it. Texas made 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor. Whoo! All right. First thing I'm gonna ask you is, what am I shooting? Because if I'm shooting a deer, I'm not shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm shooting a 308 all day, every day. I have a 308 actually, 308 Thompson Center. It's a 3-in-1 rifle. If I'm just shooting, just trying to get as far as I can get, I'll probably go to 6.5 Creedmoor all day. But yeah, I'm gonna go with 308. 6.5 is a legit badass fucking round. It's just for me, like if I'm hunting, if I shoot a deer 30 yards in front of me with a 6.5 Creedmoor, it's gonna go through the deer so fast, the deer's not even gonna know it's been shot. So the deer's just gonna take off and keep going. Versus the 308's a little slower round, it hits the deer, it'll kind of do a slow tumbling effect and fly out the deer. And then from there, it might go 20, 30 yards, depending on where you place a shot at. And then the deer falls down, you got you a dead deer, you go ahead, get your meat and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the DS8 and the Mega. The DS18, yeah. So yes and no. So I'm assuming you're talking about the 6.5 speakers I installed in the Impala, the SS, if they were fitting in the Mega. Yes and no. So they're 6.5s. They won't fit factory wise. You can't just take out a factory speaker and put those 6.5s in the Mega. You're gonna have to get speaker adapters. For the rear takes a 5.25 size speaker. So you're gonna have to trim the door to get the 6.5 to fit. Which was one of the reasons. So those speakers I originally bought for, those speakers I put in the Impala DS18s, those originally I purchased for the Mega Cab. And then I started thinking about it and I was like, man, I really don't feel like trimming and cutting and hacking up my truck. I'll just do it to my car. So then I installed them on the car. But after hearing them in the car with the basic ass system in the car, knowing the system I have in my truck, oh, I'm about to order me another set because they sound good, man. Their DS18 did some good work and they're cheap. You 6.5, you can get 4. Each 6.5 is like $31. So you're talking a little over $100, and you got 4 6.5-inch speakers that are booming, crystal clear, loud. They call them loudspeakers, and they're loud. You know what I'm saying? Dakota said Creedmoor. That's what he wants to go with. I can't wait to get my subs hooked up, and hopefully in another couple weeks, it's only 210s, but hopefully the base is clean. Hey Matt, I saw the post on this when you got them. That what you purchased between the amp and the subs is a very, very good setup you're gonna have. I think you're gonna be real happy with it. When they install it, if you're not truly happy, hit me up. I might be able to give you some tips to kind of make it sound a little better. But long story short, turn the bass up, but turn it up to the point where it's not clipping, if that makes sense. So turn it up to the point where it's not getting distorted and crackling and sound like it's popping and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But what you have though, I think you're going to be very, very happy with that setup. I think that's a good setup you went with, bro. I'm looking for some loudspeakers for the Mega. Hey, I'm telling you right now, man. DS18. I am not sponsored with them or the box. I don't even have the box no more. I'm not sponsored with them. No affiliation. I saw them on Insta one day. I did some research. People love their stuff. I went and got it. I love it. DS18 or Scar. Those are probably the big brands I'll recommend. Besides like Rock for Fosgates and JL Audio and stuff like that. But if you're trying to find a brand that's separate from the big mainstream hitters, RF, JL, DS18, Scar, and value for buck. Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started. I got a BD Diesel Stage 5 all billet component 68 RP. Very happy. Hell yeah. That's good to know, man. I tell people all the time, because people hit me up. I had somebody hit me up last week, or last week when we were talking, and they were telling me how they were asking me about my opinion on Allison swapping or 48 RE RFE swapping, and I'm like, here's my opinion: the 68 RFE is a good transmission. When you don't know how to drive it or you don't understand how the transmission works, that is when you don't like it. Okay. Um, if you know how these trucks run and what needs to be done with them, you won't have any problems with them. I'll put money on it. I really do. I got 191,000 miles on my 68 RP transmission, bone stock, besides the valve body gasket upgrade, trans tuning, and the deep dish trans pan. That's all I got done to my truck. And she still runs. And then trans tuning. You know what I'm saying? I've done burnouts. I've done two-wheel drive boosted launches. Minimal, not a lot, just like one or two, but it still works. You know what I'm saying? If you get the thing is I tell people is that the money you're looking to drop for a 48 RE or 48 swap or for an Allison conversion, for about $2 to $3 grand less, you can get you a stout built 68 RFE that's going to last you probably the lifetime of the truck, if not half of that. And people don't understand that. People are reading the forums back in 2008 or 2010, 2012, and they're reading the forums and everybody's bashing the 68. They're saying, "Oh, I'm doing the Allison swap. Oh, I'm doing a 48 swap," and they're not with the times. They're really not. Technology has advanced so much in that transmission. Research, development, understanding it has advanced so much to where you don't have to go out there and 48 swap it. People hit me up all the time asking, should I get a built 68 or 48 swap it? Well, if you 48 swap your truck, you're going to have to get a built 48. You ain't no stock 48 a stock 48 versus a stock 68 RFE. A stock 68 will smoke a stock 48. That's a fact. You can't argue that. And people hit me up all the time asking that. I say, well, if you do a 48, you're going to have to get a built 48. You're going to pay for it. So you're getting a built 48 system. Or you can do a 68, maintain 6 speeds, maintain your original transmission, cruise control, all that stuff, overdrive, 2 overdrives, because 5th and 6 are both overdrive gears on that truck, which is another reason why people blow that truck up, because they don't understand that. And they don't understand that overdrive gears are not your race gears. You're not going to be cruising in 6th gear and just slam on the pedal expecting the truck to take off like a rocket ship. That's not how it works. Overdrive gear, as from 1st and 6th gear, as it goes down through gears, they get smaller, and smaller, which means what? Less application of torque applied, meaning it's less surface area. So from 1st gear taking off, it's fine. But if you're in 6th gear overdrive locked up cruising and you slam on it, it's not the same amount of frictions and the same amount of surface area being applied to the transmission. So it's not the same. People don't understand that, man. There's a lot of research into 68s, man. And I have a stock 68. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I was built 68 by, BD, ATS, RevMax, somebody where I'm sitting here defending them. I got a stock 68. But I've done the research. I've looked into what are the weaknesses of these trans and what causes them to go out versus the people who just get in them and floor them and just tear them up. You know what I'm saying? I love to pick up a Monte Carlo. Ooh, Monte Carlo SS with T-tops or Elk. Matt, you talking about my next build car, man. Monte Carlo 80s, G body, Monte Carlo SS T-top, so 86, 87, or El Camino, 85, 86, 84. El Caminos are getting hard to find, man. I've looked on Marketplace just out of curiosity to see what they're going for, and they are really hard cars to find. It's a lost breed. Oh, I got you, bro. I got you. Dakota, 1968 Camaro claps for me. Hey, man, good for you, man. That's what I'm talking about. Matt, I got you, bro. I saw your comment, man. I'll definitely keep you in the loop, man. That'd be awesome if we can meet up at a show one day, too. That'd be sick. I want to do a Charger built to give my 6.7 a break sometime. Yeah, man. Daily driver, man. I mean, and you know, that's one thing that kind of led me to starting to build with my Impala, is because I spent the last 3 years building my truck and just building the truck, making videos on it and doing stuff. And what happened was I realized that I wasn't enjoying the truck legitimately. I would put a mod on it, turbos, and the next thing you know, I'm on to the next thing. Injection pump, injectors, valve springs. Like, I wasn't enjoying the truck every time I did a mod. You know what I'm saying? And I had to step back and realize that, man. And I was like, man, I'm not even enjoying my truck. Like, it got to a point where I haven't been able to drive my truck every day for more than a month. And when it got to that point, I was like, I had to slow down and just enjoy it. So now that's why you haven't been seeing me doing a whole lot of stuff on the truck, is because I've just been enjoying the truck, man. It's not because I ran out of content. I can bring you guys content for that truck all day. Obviously, it costs money, but at the end of the day, what y'all don't see though, because you will watch a 10-minute YouTube video, but in that video, that's probably it could be 2 or 3 days of me filming, which means that's 2 or 3 days of me not driving the truck. And I wasn't enjoying it. So, you know, I came to a realization. I was like, man, I got to just enjoy my truck. I put so much time, money, effort, and work into it. I'm not even driving and enjoying it. I mean, I drive, you know, trips and stuff, but it's not the same. It's not the same. But I definitely have a lot of stuff lined up for the truck that I want to do. I just don't want to do it right now. I just want to enjoy the truck. You know what I'm saying? I think the most closest thing I have going on is the bumper build, the move bumper for the front side of the truck. I was planning on getting that done towards the end of this month, but it's probably gonna get pushed back till summer, like June, July, just because I got a lot of stuff going on right now, with work and whatnot. So, yeah, man, Charger, man, it's a good build. They're Vision Rockers 412s. There you go, Spencer. First person to answer that, man. So y'all, if y'all don't know, when I first started the channel, I bought some wheels for my truck. I bought some 20x12s, negative 51 offset Vision Rockers 412s, matte black. Those are the first wheels I put on it. I had 35-inch amp all-terrain tires on it. So, Spencer, you get a shout out. It's been about a year, I think. I'm gonna guess KMC Rockstar 20. Oh God, hell no. Thanks, man. Love the channel. Really appreciate taking time to answer my question. Hey, Dakota, no worries, man. Thank you so much for the support and for, you know, joining the live stream, asking your questions. I want to say the first wheels, they were the black wheels. I'm an OG subscriber that just can't remember fully. You know, hey man, it's all good, man. At least you put something in there, man. You got my approval from that. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, man. I'm thinking I want to do a 06, 09 to 02, 05 conversion front end on the Mega. I mean, if you want to do that, man, do it, man. It's your truck. If you want it to look a certain way, make it look that way. Do what you want to do. You pay the bills. You put the fuel in it. You pay the insurance. You pay for all the maintenance. I assume you pay for all this stuff. If you put all that, if you paying all this money, you do what you want to do to make that truck look good. Don't worry about what other people think. If you want it to look a certain way, and this goes for anybody. If you want your truck to look a certain way, you make it look the way you want it to look. All right. Ryan Mayer, I talked to him a few times or several times, and that's probably one of the biggest things I love about Ryan is that he don't give a fuck. He don't give a damn what anybody thinks about shit. If he wants his shit to look a certain way, he's gonna make it look that way, and I'm 100% on board with that because that's the same shit I did with my truck. That's the same shit I'm doing with my Impala right now. If you want your shit to look a certain way, fucking do it. You know why? Because guess what? All it takes is 2, 3, 4 motherfuckers to see it, and they see, you know, it's a fad, it's a trend. Now people are going after that. Before I went with the gold and white on my truck, I had not seen one truck with gold accents on it, not one. And I looked. I did it. I'm not saying I'm the creator or founder. By all means, I'm not saying that because everybody else out there has their own opinion and, you know, mindset. But after I did mine, I did notice down the road, I started seeing a little bit here and there. And even then today, it's not even super popular, but it's there. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, I'm not saying I created it, invented it, none of that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I had a vision in my mind. I wanted it to look a certain way, and I went after it. I wasn't worried about other opinions and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Since I was a kid, gold was one of my big colors. Gold, blue, and black. So Freddie got a question. Freddie, simple real quick. Question: was there ever an upgrade you have done and regretted doing? Freddie, that's a good question. So yes, there are a few. There are a few. So the first upgrade I did that I kind of regretted doing was the CCV delete the first time I did it. It's probably my most popular / second most popular video on my channel. The first time I did a CCV delete on my truck, I took off the CCV filter and gutted it, and then I put it back in, gutted out. It works fine. It doesn't cause an issue, but the problem with it is that it caused small little like gasket leaks, if that makes sense, because that filter acts as a filter and a gasket. So when I gutted the filter out, it weakened the filter element. It weakened it, so it started having waves and stuff, and then that's how you end up with gasket leaks, residual oils on the side of my valve covers, and I wasn't a fan of that. Realizing that, people hit me up now asking me about CCV deletes, and I tell them this: leave the CCV filter alone. Just take off that breather tube on the side, put the little elbow with the little filter breather on there, done. And then put a plug on the side by the turbo, you're done. That's it. That's all you need to do for a CCV delete. Some people like to run catch cans, which another thing too, I'm not big on catch cans anymore unless it's a high horsepower application where it's making a lot of compression. That's just me personally. That was one upgrade that I kind of regret. Another one I'll probably regret is, I guess I could say, my sway bar setup I have now. So I have a Heim joint style sway bar setup, which sounds good, but I'm speculating that it causes for a harsher ride. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean is basically like when I'm driving, the truck rides smooth. There ain't nothing wrong with the truck. The second I hit a bump though, oh, she's fucking jumping all over the place. Or you feel it. You feel it. I'm not saying I regret that one, but I do believe that that was probably like one of the ones that I could have been like, I could have stuck with the stock style sway bar, which I'm going to be putting back on. I'm going to be putting my stock sway bar back on with actual like rubber elastomeric bushings. That way it can absorb that impact. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't know, but your sway bar plays a big role in terms of ride quality when you hit bumps. I mean, that's why Carly Fern, they came out with those active rated adjustable sway bars and stuff. It plays a big role because having Heim joints. Here's my gripe with Heim joints. Heim joints do not allow for flex. They're not rigid. Okay, or they're too rigid. They're not semi-rigid, or they don't absorb nothing. It's stiff. It's solid. So when you hit something, if it's a solid connection point, it's just through that. There's nothing there to absorb the load, the impact. So what happens? It travels through that and it goes steering wheel, cab, it goes anywhere else. So those probably are the two things. Other than that, though, I don't really have anything else that I regret putting on the truck, really. I used to have 2 Memphis in my truck. Might want to look into that. Yeah, man. Memphis makes some good stuff, man. I will agree with that. Oh, I lost my comment. Okay, we're good. So Tall Geese said, here's the deal. I want to spend around $5K on the trans. I don't see a need to get a fully built trans. I'm under 500 horsepower and just kind of drive and run hard from time to time. Yeah. So, okay. So when it comes to a trans build, there is a such thing called a full built trans. There's nothing such consistent of a fully bulletproof trans, if that makes sense. Every and anything is designed to fail. There's nothing that is permanent that will last forever. And that's another thing people take out of context when it comes to getting a built trans. People think you get a built trans, the trans is set for the rest of his life. That is not the case. People blow built trans all the time. For you, Tall Geese, for what you're doing, you can go with like a Rev Max 450 or 550. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at, I think, 4,500. or if you're in the $4,000 ballpark. It's like the entry level built trans, if that makes sense. Same thing would be any entry level built 68 is going to be in that dollar ballpark, and that sounds like where you want to be at. If you're going to stick at 500, you know what I'm saying? I think RevMax makes I'm pretty sure it's the 550. You get a 550 for like $5,000, maybe about 40, 48, 4,700 bucks. If I'm correct, I can't remember exactly. But that I feel like that'll fit you perfectly. And a lot of people don't understand is that 500 horsepower is still a fun truck. Like it's a 500 horsepower truck. If you got a 500 horsepower Cummins, you're probably making 950, maybe 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. Wheel drive, a fun daily driver street truck that you can tow with and have fun with. And people don't understand that. A lot of people get caught up and think they got to have a 700, 800, 900 horsepower diesel truck to enjoy it. You don't. You just need to have it built correctly. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to have a 500 horsepower built truck, which is not hard to do with these trucks, good tuning, maybe some very mild injectors, 30 horsepower, 50 horsepower injectors. You know what I'm saying? If you want, slap a 10 mil CP3 in there. You know what I'm saying? And you have a solid built truck. You don't even need. I've seen people I dynoed my truck. The first time I dynoed my truck at Ashby's Diesel, the dyno was off, but we estimated it was making roughly 500 horsepower. At that time, I had stock injectors, stock injection pump. All I had was my S467 turbo and tuning, and that was it in terms of performance mods. I mean, I had other mods like head studs and all that stuff, but it was a fun truck. It was a fun truck to drive. Hear me out. I even been tossing the idea around about going back to a single second gen style swap just because I kind of miss it a little bit. But I also love the compounds. I love my compounds. I've been tossing the idea up though. It's out there. It's not solid though. I have the same stock trans, 234,000 miles, still running strong. Like you said, if you know how to treat them and drive them, they last as long as you don't romp on it 24/7. But I'm thinking about both of those companies build excellent transmissions as well. I think Levon over at Firepunk said that if he builds a 68, he won't rate it for more than 700, 750 horsepower. But again, if Firepunk is building it, I would take their word for it. Also, I know people who got transmissions built by Muldoons as well, like my boy Justin Field got his 48 built by Muldoons, and they do some solid ass work. Or maybe it's a 47. They do some solid ass work over there too. So exactly, man, you're preaching, man. That's what I'm saying. As long as you understand how to treat the truck, how to drive it, that's it. Every now and then you get those idiots that'll say, "Oh well, if I'm paying to get a built trans, I should be able to drive it however I want." Yeah, but guess what? That's not how it works. There ain't no way around that. You know what I'm saying? Allison, Power Stroke dudes, they get their transmissions built, and guess what? They still blow them things up. Ain't no difference. You know what I'm saying? Jesse, what's up, man? It's good to see you, man. Thank you for joining. I'm staying away from ATS. I told my go through four stage 3s from hauling his small lawnmower trailer to my being garbage. My Amanda, what's up? Side note, HP or EFI Live for the 5.9. So for the 5.9, I'm pretty sure most cats use HP tuner. I want to say it only for the 5.9, only the 2006 and 7 uses EFI Live. I think if it's a 2005 or older, they have to use either HP tuner or they have to use a MM3 Race Me Ultra tuner. Here's the thing with the two tuners you asked. It doesn't matter about what platform you're using. It matters about what tunes they're putting in there. You know what I'm saying? So you got EFI Live, you got Easy Link, you can have MM3 Race Me Ultra, you can have HP tuner. It doesn't matter what tuner you use, what information is being fed to your computer. You know what I'm saying? I don't think one tuner is better than the other. I think you would choose one tuner based off of your needs. You know what I'm saying? So if you're that person that likes to do everything on your cell phone and only have a cell phone, go Easy Link. If you're that person where you like to, have a second hardware device for it, if I live. If you're that person where you want it to where you have a second device, but it's dedicated to tuning only, MM3. You know what I'm saying? Like it sits in your truck and it's tunes and all that stuff. MM3. You know what I'm saying? They all tune excellently. What matters the more though is who's tuning in, who's writing the files, who's giving you the tunes. That's what matters the most. 6.7 with Allison conversion from the G56 is where it's at. Yeah, so ATS came out with the video recently. They're releasing the Allison conversion for your 2013 and newer Rams. Apparently they claim it's groundbreaking, it's revolutionary, it's all this stuff. They say it's awesome. We'll find out as time goes on. You drinking Bud Ice tonight? Nah, bro, I ain't drinking no Bud Ice. I got a computer. I got some little Maker's Mark. Yup. What program do you use for editing? Been working on Migraine Filmora Pro. I got any advice with help with editing? Sean, I use a cheap, basic ass. I mean, I can tell you the name of it right now. It's called YouTube Movie Maker. It's pretty ghetto and cheap. I don't really recommend it to people just because it's basic. It's cut, paste, upload, done. Like it's super simple. It's not like a Adobe Premiere or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey Jesse, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the gold and white. Simple Man. Simple Man, that's a good question. He said, what do you think about the current diesel price? I think it's bullshit, man. So I went and filled my truck up last week or a week and a half ago. And I had to stop at this one. I usually get my fuel from Sam's Club because it's cheapest there. But I had to stop at this random gas station, Speedway, because my light was on. It was an E, and I just needed diesel. $2.99 a gallon. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Back in November last year, I was paying $65 to fill up my truck. Now, shit, I almost paid $100 to fill up my truck. So I'm definitely not about it. I think it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Dream truck we used to have and want again is an 08 Laramie Cat Dually, mint condition. We also have like 9 trailers, one being a huge tray, as it's as tall as semis in the goddamn. Jay Morrell, what's up, brother? It's good to see you, man. I was talking to you earlier. Hunter, what's going on? Monster, Mike, what's up? So Jay, man, earlier somebody asked about what's up with the SS. So next, I'm going to be doing either subs in the trunk or I'm going to do what did I say earlier? I don't even remember. It was subs or some interior. Oh, ceramic coating. That's right. I'm going to ceramic coat the paint. So I got a graphene ceramic coating from Adams Polishes. I want to put on the car. It's just the pollen's been like super bad here right now. So like it's yellow dust all over the cars. You can wipe it down and like 2 minutes later, there's like yellow dust on there. And that's not really good for ceramic coating. You want, clean air, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we got ceramic coating. I'm looking into getting subs because I changed out door speakers recently. So the interior sounds real good. So now I need some bass in the back, you know what I'm saying? Get a little beat. So 212s, amp. That's all I'm gonna rock. Mr. Florida 6'7", what's up, bro? It's good to see you, man. Hell yeah. So we got 14 folks in the live stream right now, man. So thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. Again, this is a Q&A. So if you want to ask anything, by all means, go ahead, drop it down in the comments below. I'll answer it. I don't care what it is. I finally caught up, except one, caught up with all my questions. But before I answer the next question, I'm gonna go ahead, do a quick head call, bathroom call. Give me like 2 minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll keep this going. I'll answer this one. What's your favorite sit back, relax, get your good vibes on sip drink? I'm sipping on this around. So for me, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. This is mine. So my favorite kick back and relax is gonna be a beer. It's probably gonna be an IPA. Voodoo Rangers, Sculpin. New Belgium, pretty much any IPA I can get down with, and I'll sit back and just chill. I feel good, just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have that, then I do something like this. Maker's Mark is my favorite whiskey. Maker's Mark and Diet Pepsi. Mix it up, put some ice in it. I'm set, man. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? So all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom, make a bathroom call. Don't go nowhere. Make sure you smash the like button. I'll be right back in like a minute and a half. Hey, I'm back, y'all. Okay. Let me see real quick. I need to make sure my cup. All right, real quick. I'll ask y'all this. Should I go make me another drink real quick and keep this going, or should I just drink the rest? I know y'all can't really see what's in there. I don't want to spill this on my keyboard because I got a nice laptop. Should I? Can y'all see that? Should I? Oh shit! Oh fuck! Had to suck that up. Keyboard. No homo. Let me get, get a rag or something to clean that up. God damn. Anyways, what I asked y'all was, should I make another drink or should I just drink the rest of that and end the video? God, man, I was trying. Man, look at that, man. If you guys don't like the video now, man, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Keep it going. So we got Mike saying, keep it going. Fuck yes, make more drinks. All right. Well, hopefully my keyboard. My keyboard. Okay, well, keyboard's working right now. Let me see if this works. Let's see. Control Alt. If I'm gonna highlight. Yeah, it seems to be working fine. Okay. All right. So y'all. All right. So y'all saying make more drinks and stuff, man. All right. So check it out. All right. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go make me another drink. You guys are going to drop as many comments. Now, when I say comments, I mean legit, real comments. Truck, Impala, just a legit comment. No weird shit, nothing like that. Drop as many crazy or as many legit comments as you want. I want this shit flooded. So when I get back, I can just start going off and just answering shit. And, you know what I'm saying? Just tearing it up. You know what I'm saying? So do that. I'm gonna go fill my cup up, and we're gonna keep this shit going. We're at 53 minutes. I haven't had a live stream this long in probably a couple months, about 3-4 months. All right. So go ahead, do that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my shit made. All right. All right, I'm back. I had to take a break. I'm sorry. If anybody's, we got, so I see 13 people in the live stream right now. If anybody's still here, thank you for sticking around. Oh, someone left. It's 12. Thank you for sticking around. You obviously had to take a mission or I had to take a break, anyways. But all right, I'm back with it. All right, so let's see where we at. Man, y'all supposed to tear up the comment section, man. Where the comments at? All right, let me rewind. Hey, we got 15 people in the live stream. Whoever just joined, the three of y'all that just joined, thank you so much for joining. I hope you stick around and enjoy the live stream. Anything you want to ask, trucks, cars, whatever, drop down below. All right, I'm just trying to find the comments where we left off at. They like it glitches and stuff. It's hard to explain. Long story short. So far, the key's not sticky yet. Here we go. My man Mike dropping the knowledge. RevMax makes a 450 wheel horsepower 6RP for 4K. Maybe check them out. I love my 700. Boom. And one thing I'll tell you guys, Monster Ram, that picture you see in there, I have 2 videos on my channel of his truck featured on the channel. The first video I test drove, I drove his truck. S369 SXE, Borg Warner, stock fuel, built RevMax 700 transmission. It's a fun truck. I'm gonna put it like that. It's a fun truck. It gets down. It when you give it the power, it takes it and it puts it to the wheels. Okay, and that's one thing that my truck is missing right now. Even though it's re-geared, it drives, it pulls. My truck, I've gapped it, but it's not putting all the power to the wheels. And I know my transmission is the weak link, and I can testify to what his suggestion is being legit. You know what I'm saying? What about some driving vids soon? Almost like type BTBRV. You got to break that down for me, bro. Type things. Do you tow with your truck and towing and lifted opinions? So I did tow my truck. I used to tow. It was small. Don't knock me for it. I used to tow a 14-foot boat with my truck. Like not even 400 pound head tow with it. I've towed bigger things one time here and there. It towed it fine. No issues or nothing. But I don't have anything that I can sit there and be like, hey, I got 15,000 pounds. Let's tow this. I just don't have anything like that. I got a boy with a boat, a 24, 26 foot boat. I might hit him up and see if I can make a video with it. Rick, what's good, man? It's good to see you, man. Still recommending Amsoil? Absolutely, bro. I got Amsoil. 1 second. I got Amsoil for the Impala, waiting for me to install it right now. I'm about to be putting this inside the Impala here in a couple days. Hopefully, change the oil. I got brand new oil filter, fuel filter. So I'll be making videos on that too. But absolutely, I still recommend Amsoil. I ride with them all day. Now, here's a kicker. Do I think Amsoil is the end-all, be-all oil that you can run in your truck? Obviously not, because if that was the case, they wouldn't be selling all the brands they sell in the stores. You know what I'm saying? If you put oil in your vehicle, clean oil, it's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. It's gonna work. It should work as long as it's API certified. There are oils out there that are not API certified. So API is the American Petroleum Institute. There are oils out there that are not certified, but they are excellent oils. Why? Why are they not API certified? Well, API works in conjunction with the government. When the U.S. government says, hey, we need an oil, or you need to be able to make an oil that produces this much emissions, it can't produce more. Well, what happens is API has to come up with a new oil. That's why within the last 15 years, we've had probably 3 or 4 different types of oil specs come out. CJ4, CJ4, AK4, CKJ. There's different oils that have came out within the last 15, 20 years. And the reason why so many different oils have came out is because every 4 or 5 years, the government mandated less emissions. So what happens is the API has to take out certain things in the oil. Well, what do? They take out the stuff that matters the most, the additives. It was very common there to the 90s. It was very common for all your oils to have high amounts of zinc in it. Now, zinc is a very excellent additive for your oil. It maintains it and it reduces wear. But the kickoff to zinc is that it releases more emissions, more carbon in the atmosphere. Well, they say, okay, well, we got to tune that down some. So make it to where it has zinc, but it's not as much zinc to where it's putting out as much, emissions into the atmosphere. So they keep cutting it back, cutting it back, cutting it back. Now there's companies out there like Power Driven Diesel, Hot Shot Stiction. I'm not sure if Hot Shot, I'm not sure if they're API certified or not. But like for instance, Power Driven Diesel, their oil is not API certified, and for that reason, they said it too. They said it's not API certified. Why? Because we want our oil to have the best protection, the best thing we can put into it. But it does not qualify for API specs and API certification. Just because the oil is not API certified does not mean it's not good oil. It might mean that it has too much of something in it to where it's not qualifying, or it might just mean it's not good enough. Okay. But there are companies out there that make really good oil, but they're not API certified. You know what I'm saying? Amp Power Steps worth of money. Was looking for the RBP steps, but can't find it anywhere. Joe, yes, API. There's people that made videos comparing or try to compare amp steps to the RBP steps. Here's the kicker: the RBP steps work on a magnet system. What does that mean? So you put a little flat magnet between the door and the door jamb. So when you open the door, when the magnetic connectivity disconnects, it sends a signal to open the step. And when you close it, it closes it. Here's the kicker: it takes like 2 to 3 seconds. It's not instant. It's not spontaneous. The amp steps, I love amp because you can wire them directly into your vehicle to where as soon as that door cracks open, that step's popping out. Like you ain't waiting for the step to drop down. When you open the door, you lift your leg up and put your foot up at the same time. It's simultaneous. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like about amp. Now, amp does make it to where you can have the OBD2 port where you just plug the OBD2, or you plug the amp steps into the OBD2 port. But there is a slight lag in that system. But like for my truck, you wire it directly, or not even wire, you just tap into your wiring bundle underneath the dashboard, and it's instant. I love my amp steps. Definitely one of the probably top 10, top 15 mods I put on my truck. Definitely. I'm probably gonna, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm probably gonna make a video this week talking about my top 10 mods I've done on the truck, or top 5 mods I personally done that I love on my truck. Yeah, you gave me good ideas. Thank you. Put some heads on the Impala. I want to, man. I want to put some heads on it. So I'm in that cross line between LS swapping it or just sticking with the LT1. The thing is that, and for a lot of y'all that don't know a lot about the gas engines and stuff, LT1 was one of the small block 350 engines GM made back in the 90s from 91 to 97. What made that engine unique was it has trick flow coolant. Basically, it's reverse flow. So in a normal engine, like in our diesel trucks, the water pump will pump the coolant through the block. From the block, it'll go up to the heads and then back to the water pump. On the trick flow coolant, it goes from the water pump straight to the heads and then to the block and then back to the water pump. So what that means is that your cylinder head pressure temps are a lot lower, or your cylinder pressure is going to be lower because it's being cooled faster with cooler fluid versus vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And that's a very cool design, which is why if you notice when GM came out, they came out with the LT4 or LT3 or LT4 engine, which is in like the new Camaros and new Corvettes, which utilizes that trick flow cooling where it cools the heads first and then back to the block. Very, very smart design. So it's pretty much a reverse water pump. So instead of your impeller pumping the coolant through the block, it's reversed. So what that means is it's going to pump it through the heads and then through the block. I definitely want to put heads on it, but my dilemma right now is: do I want to build my LT1 or do I just want to do an LS swap? You know what I'm saying? Because it's very common and easy. I say easy, but it's achievable to do an LS swap on these engines, on these cars, because it's very common. But my LT1 is a very good engine. It's so strong, man. That's a torquey little motor, man. I mean, it got 320 foot-pounds of torque, and I can break the tires loose in second gear on that car. Very, very torquey. Not a lot of horsepower, 260, but got some torque. I definitely want to do heads, headers, upgrade throttle body. I've even thought about doing bigger injectors, going from the standard 24, was it 24 CFM, 24 pounds to 26 pounds, something like that. But yeah, I thought about it. What trans are you going with for the Mega Slab? So, Mr. Florida, I'm gonna do my boy Dallas over at Redhead Motorsports. I'm looking at his Warhorse 700 trans. Is good, or 700. 1 second. Yeah, the 700 is good for, I'm gonna say 800 horsepower, 750 horsepower. I'm looking into that. Me and him already got that down on lock. It's just it's money, man. Legitimately. I wish someone would sponsor me a trans, but it's not as easy as that. But I want to do a Red Horse Motorsport trans. What do you think of additives? I use Hot Shot Secret, EDT, Diesel Extreme, and oil additive. Nothing on the transmission. Thoughts? Freddie. So my thoughts on additives, whether it's transmission additives or oil additives for your engine, I think they have a purpose, but are they needed? No, I don't think so. If you're running good fluid, so if you're running good engine oil, good transmission fluid, it's going to have all the additives you need in it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm saying this is because this kind of came to light when I did my last oil sample, which I added Hot Shot Stiction Eliminator to my engine, and I compared it to the previous oil sample that I had, and there was no significant jump in additives. There was no significant jump in really anything. It actually looked the same, which made me believe, well, is it really worth adding an additive? And in my opinion, I was like, I don't think so. And again, like I said, they serve a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So like Hot Shot Stiction, if you got a 6.0 Power Stroke or a 7.3 Power Stroke with the Huey injection system, where basically your injectors are actuated via oil pressure, and you have a stick injector, that's the purpose for that. You know what I'm saying? It works for that. But if you're just putting stuff in there thinking that it's helping the engine, even though you don't need it, I don't think it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because, like, for instance, AMSOIL, and I'm just using AMSOIL because that's what I use. AMSOIL has more than everything you need in it. I've done baseline tests. I've done pre or post oil change tests comparing the stuff. Like I confidently believe, multiple times too, by the way, I confidently believe that my oil I run just by itself has more than enough for what I need in terms of protection. Transmission, same thing. I run AMSOIL transmission fluid, and that's it. No additives, no Lucas, no Hot Shot, none of that. I did run Hot Shot transmission additive last year before I did the deep dish pan. Didn't really notice anything crazy. So to me, in my opinion, I don't think additives are needed, man. Because my thing is that some of these companies put so much stuff in there, and oil itself has advanced so much within the last 15, 20 years, especially when synthetic oil came mainstream. You know what I'm saying? AMSOIL claims that they've had synthetic oil since 72, but obviously most people back then were using conventional. But once synthetic oil really took off, like in the mid 2000s, 2005, 6, 7, 8, all that, once synthetic oil took off and people saw the true benefits in running it, at that point, man, I don't think there's a need for an additive. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want the warmy fuzzies, and yeah, by all means, run it. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I will mention, and my man Adrian, my AMSOIL dealer, told me this, and I looked it up, and it was true. There's not a single additive out there that will keep your warranty intact. Okay. So what that means is if you get oil from Shell, Rotella, AMSOIL, Mobil 1, Delvac, these companies have warranties saying that, hey, if your engine or your equipment fails due to the lack of lubrication properties, or if it fails due to the oil, and you put our oil in there, we will warranty the repair for your engine or for your equipment. The minute you put an additive in that oil, it goes away. Lucas, Hot Shot, any of those companies out there, STP, they don't have warranties for their additive. They don't say it does not void oil manufacturer's warranty. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that because what happens, for instance, Shell has the million-mile warranty back in saying, hey, if your engine fails due to something with the oil, we will warranty your engine, fix it. But you have to send them oil samples and all sorts of stuff. And if they find, and they can see it. Trust me, they can see it. I've sent them samples and I've had stuff in the oils, and they asked if I had anything in it because they're seeing a different property in it. And if they see something in the oil that's not of their oil, something foreign like an additive, they won't warranty it. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, I don't think additives are extreme. When it comes to fuel additives, like diesel fuel additives, 100%. Hot Shot makes an excellent product. EDT is very good, especially the new one with the LX4 additive for lubricity. Because the name of the game right now when it comes to our diesel fuel is lubricity. We need lubrication in our diesel. If you're that cat that's just putting diesel in your truck and not running the additive at least once a month or every other fill up, you're doing your truck a disservice, okay? Diesel fuel in the United States is so dry. It's so non-lubricating. You're pretty much causing premature wear in your fuel system components, okay? So I definitely recommend some sort, even if it's 2-cycle oil, which you can run in diesel fuel, even if it's two-stroke oil, you know what I'm saying? Something to give lubrication to your fuel system, you know what I'm saying? When you're going to build a second-gen dually, shoot, when I buy a second-gen dually, that will be a sick build, I can tell you that much. So Spencer's asking y'all in the chat right now. We got 19 people in the chat. Spencer's asking for y'all opinions right now. So after watching your journey, I'm choosing McGaughy's 8-inch lift on 37, but can't make up my mind on either 22s or 24s for the wheels. And we'll be getting McGaughy's traction bars as well. Good for you, man. McGaughy's makes a very good lift kit. On the 8-inch lift, on 37s, either 22s or 24s. I'll tell you right now, man, 24s, in my opinion. Go big or go home. Here's why. I had 20 by 12s on my truck. I wanted bigger wheels. I wanted 24s, true, but I settled for 20. I wanted 24 by 14s, but I settled for 22 by 14s. What did I do? About 7-8 months later, I ordered from 22 by 14s, I ordered 24 by 14s, forged wheels. So what I'm getting at is, if you want 24s, get 24s. That way you don't regret it down the road. Now, if you truly want 22s, get 22s. But I will say that I think you will be very, very happy with 24s on 37s. I think you will be. Heard max additives are nice for diesels. What's your opinion? Sean, I've never ran max additives. I know what you're talking about. I've never ran it. Never heard any feedback on it, anything like that. So I couldn't really give you a true opinion or a synopsis on it. What are the best drop down light up setups? What do you mean by drop down? I'm not too sure about what that is, man. Are you talking about rock lights? Oh, I lost the comments. God damn. Oh, here we go. Oh wait, go one up. He said, "What's the HPP box line back there for?" I pulled it out earlier because a buddy of mine called me and was having issues installing tunes on his truck with his AutoCal. So I got some papers in there, instructions. So I was helping him out. But yeah, if you were to build your truck again, would you build it the same or would you do something different? Mike, that's a really good question, bro. Yes, I would do certain things different. So if I was to build my truck again, for the engine, I would do everything the same. I would do compounds. I would do fuel injected. Everything in the engine, I would do the same. Suspension, I would go a different route. So for suspension, I would have kept my 5-inch rough country lift kit and just left it as a 5-inch, maybe put like an inch and a half spacer on it. And then I would have done 24 by 14s on like 33s, so like rubber bands. That's probably the only thing I would change in my build. Everything else would stay the same. I would have traction bars, long arms, all that stuff. But the only thing I would change if I redid my build is the lift. I've experienced 10-inch lift up in the sky, 10.5-inch. I've experienced it. I've experienced 5-inch lift. I was more of a fan for fly. I'm more of a fan of the 5-inch lift. Just the usability, the ease of getting in and out of it. You know what I'm saying? You just it's different. It's different, man. That's probably one thing I would change. In all honesty, I really can see myself probably within the next year and a half. I can definitely see myself ordering a 6-inch BDS lift, keep the 24 by 14s, and then go down to like 33s, maybe 35s. But I can definitely see myself doing that within the near future just because it's more practical. It's so much easier to get into the bed because I put shit in my bed all the time. It's so much easier getting in the bed. It looks good. It sits higher than stock. I can get to the engine bay so much easier. Mike, I know you know what it feels like working on my engine. So that's probably one thing. That's honestly what I would probably change is the height. I love being up 10 inches. It looks good. It looks good for pictures, videos, but for daily practicality and all that stuff, I'd probably go back to like a 6-inch. I'd do a 6-inch zone off-road lift, 6-inch zone or 6-inch BDS, whichever one. I would do that though. Best 4th gen headlight turn signal inspired 3rd gen headlights, late 3rd gen. I'm going to read that again. That's a lot. Not 100% sure what that means, but I'm thinking you're asking what's the best 4th gen headlight style inspired from the 3rd gen. I'd probably say Alpha Rex or Mirimotos. It's kind of an odd question. I'm still trying to kind of grasp that, but yeah. What's your opinion on the 369 SXE and for a 750 horsepower build? It's possible. I don't know if Mike's commented already, but if he did not, Mike, if you can tell us what a 369 SXE is rated for, Borg Warner, if you don't mind. I'm pretty sure it's 750, if not 800. But it's good. 369 SXE is a good turbo, and I can bet for that because Monster Ram has that on his truck, and I drove his truck, and that thing can scream and it rips. If I went back to a single style 2nd gen style turbo, I'm 369 SXE, without a doubt. Probably go with like a stainless diesel kit. Not that I'm nothing wrong with Smedden, but I like the way stainless diesel kits look. But yeah. You think there would be a turbo for a dual setup, for spooling up a 467 for later on compound setup? So once again, I was talking with Mike about this because he's talking about doing that. And I think he said a 369 paired with a either 460 or 476, or I think he said a 478. I want it can spool good. I'm personally not 100% sure how that setup would go, just because one, I haven't seen that ever, and two, I've only have experience with 366 and with a 480, which spools excellently. Don't get me wrong. So I can't really tell you if that would be a good compound setup. I would be willing to say yes, you can build on the 369 in terms of building compounds down the road. Right on the street, man, they're over 500 horsepower. With EPA cracking down, I'd be happy with that kind of power. Thoughts? I haven't heard about that, Rick, but that's interesting to know, man. That would be sick. And if GM made 500 horsepower from factory on a emissions intact Duramax, that's going to put more pressure on Cummins and also on Ram and also on Ford to step it up. Because I think right now Ford or GM has the highest horsepower rated diesel. I think it's like 400 horsepower. But if they do 500, that'd be impressive. But we all know in the diesel community, horsepower only matters to a certain point. And at some point, torque does take effect in overpowered horsepower. So we do know that. So if it's making 500 horsepower, but at 975 foot-pounds of torque, that just means it's fast off the line or off the get off. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts on two-step launch control? I think it's some good shit, man. That's what I think. I see more people getting into building eco diesels. Would you ever get one? Sean, yeah, I would. I can, yeah. Like if I had a race truck, like if I had a race 1500, or sorry, if I had a race truck 2500, and I just wanted a daily driving truck, get me an eco diesel, delete it, tune it, drive it around. I mean, you save money and then cheaper vehicle versus getting a diesel. Supercharged 03 1500 5.7 Hemi rear-wheel drive SLT. Is that a Viper SRT? Question mark? Because that's what it sounds like it is. Well, no, the Vipers had what, a 6.7, 6.4 liter, I think. If you look at your thumbnail on the live stream, looking voodoo crazy. Okay. So I can't see until the videos once I'm done the live stream. I'm going to be running. Oh, here we go. I'm going to be running 24 by 16s, 40s, 3-inch spacers. How much will I rub on an 8-inch lift on my 08? Oh, that's a lot. 24. Okay, so 24 by 16 on 40s with 3-inch spacers. Why 3-inch spacers is my question. 3 inches that you're going to be sticking out super far. On an 8-inch lift, you're going to rub a good bit on an 08 because I have 40s on my truck with 24 by 14s, no spacers, and I was rubbing when I first put my 40s on. With 3-inch spacers, you're going to push those tires out further, and you're on 16 wides. Yeah, on an 8-inch, and I'm on a 10.5 inch because I got the 2.5 inch spacer on top of the 8-inch lift. So you're gonna rub. You're gonna be prepared. Bumper spacer kit and trimming. That's what you're gonna do. Yeah, man. Shoot it my way. I'm looking for a modest 3-inch lift, and I'll put 35s on it. I'm with you on that, man. You know how the 4th gen projectors have the amber strip with the 3rd gen headlights? Has that. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, I'd have to read your older comment just to put them together. Not sure if the Clean Air Act applies. No, the RPM Act and the Clean Air Act should not apply to Canada because that comes from the EPA. The EPA is a United States government agency. It's not an international ordeal, so it shouldn't apply to them. The 369 is rated up to 11 horsepower, but I wouldn't run it past 800 with the 1.0 AR housing. There you go. My man Mike just came in and dropped some knowledge. Mag cab dually fenders or quad cab dually fenders, late 3rd gen. Oh, I got you. Okay, I had to think about the difference because I'm like, wait a second. Quad cab. The quad cab fenders, in my opinion, because they're smooth. You know what I'm saying? I think those look nicer versus the mega cab dually fenders. Yeah, I take quad cab fenders, dually fenders, in my opinion. The mega cab dually fenders on 3rd gens, on the late 3rd gens, they look. I don't know, man. It's like Dodge was was high as fuck in their office when they were drawing that shit up or something. I don't know. Yeah. Here we go. Where we go. Where we at? Where we at? All right. What is a good brand? All right. So real quick, guys. So I'm gonna be wrapping up these questions just because I got to go in and get ready for work and all that fun stuff. What is a good brand for some good drop down light up setups that fold down and out as the door opens for the 8-inch lift? What are these drop down lights? Are you talking like rock lights or like? I'm assuming you're talking about rock lights. Here we go. The 369 isn't ideal for a secondary in a compound setup. In my opinion, it's too big for a 476, and the turbine side is too small for a big compound setup. There we go. Are you going to be okay on a stock bottom end? That is the ultimate question. It is. All right, you guys. So check it out. All right. So we're at an hour and 29 minutes. This was probably one of the longest live streams I've had in a long time, probably since Eric was on the channel. I'm gonna go ahead and be ending it out here just because I got to go on with myself and handle my business. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. We had a good time. Y'all asked a ton of questions. Y'all tore it up. Thank you guys so much for joining. Until next time, take care. Be safe. I'm not telling you to watch the Impala content, but I highly encourage you check out the Impala content. It's a lot of cool stuff I'm doing with the car. You might even learn a thing or two in terms of just random stuff. You never know. So definitely check it out. And even if you don't watch the videos, at least like the videos when they pop up. Just smash the like button, leave the video, and that's it. Just so that way the video gets advertisement and gets out there. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all so much. Until next time, I will see y'all later. Take care, be safe, and I'll see y'all soon.